At the edge of cold, the people who choose the north. There are places where nature seems to forget about humans. Places where frost does not forgive even the smallest mistakes. Where the wind cuts the skin as if the air itself has become a weapon. Where winter lasts most of the year and summer is only a brief pause between two colds. And yet, right here, on these vast, unforgiving lands, people live. People who didn't just adapt, they wove the cold into their culture, their character, their way of seeing the world. This is their story, the story of those who live at the edge of cold, the people of the North. A world where you can hear the earth breathe. When you arrive here for the first time, the silence strikes harder than any noise. The sound of your own footsteps feels too loud. The snow crunches underfoot, and that crunch seems foreign, intrusive. On the horizon, nothing, only white emptiness. But if you look closely, this emptiness is alive. Gusts of wind chase snow dust across the plains. Far away, the barking of dogs echoes. Barely visible, shadow-like figures move through the snow, their bodies wrapped in fur, blending into the land, as if they themselves were part of it. To those who grew up in warmer places, the North seems dead. But to the people born here, it breathes. It lives, changing every single day. Northern settlements are islands of warmth among eternal snow. Settlements here are small, sometimes just a handful of tents or traditional huts, sometimes dozens of wooden houses covered in snow all the way up to the roofs. Life begins early. In a place where the sun may not rise for weeks, time becomes something different. People live not by the clock, but by the rhythm of surviving, by the opportunities to gather food, fix clothes, prepare tools and transport. Children barely 5 years old walk confidently across the frozen world. They know how to read the snow, how to sense an approaching blizzard, how to follow tracks on fresh frost. Women prepare fish, slicing it with thin, precise movements that take years to master. In freezing air, steam from fresh meat rises like thick clouds. Fish is the foundation of their diet. It's boiled, dried, smoked, eaten raw, turned into soups, snacks, and thin frozen shavings. Men prepare sleds and harnesses, reindeer hides, sinew ropes, everything made by hand. Snowmobiles exist, but traditional sleds pulled by reindeer remain the ultimate symbol of reliability. A sled won't fail unless the person guiding it does. The reindeer herders, people who walk where the land leads. Reindeer herding isn't a craft, it's a way of life, a purpose. Reindeer provide everything: food, clothing, tools, transportation, but more importantly, they provide movement. Life in the North is a constant road. Herders move from place to place 40, 50, sometimes more than 60 times a year. When it's time to leave, the family packs the entire camp. The tent comes down in a couple of hours. Life is folded into sleds, like into wooden chests, and they move on. From the outside, it resembles the migration of birds. The herd moves first, strong, steady, powerful. Behind them, the people. Behind the people, the dogs. Behind everything, a new path waiting to be taken. Wind glides along the frozen crust, twisting snow into spirals. Voices fade into the white distance. But within this movement lies a calmness, a quiet understanding. This is their home, not a place, a journey. Fishing, a pact with water. In the North, Fishing is a meeting between human and element. In winter, through thick ice. To reach the water, one must carve a hole. The ice may be a meter thick or more. Every strike of the ice pick makes the ice hum, a deep, vibrating sound that echoes in the bones. Once the water opens, the fisherman sets his nets. He knows every spot where fish travel, where they rest, where the current brings them closer. This knowledge doesn't come from books. It comes from parents, grandparents, ancestors. In summer, fishing transforms. Rivers and lakes come alive. Salmon heads upstream. Whitefish rise closer to the surface. The water is painfully cold, but so clear that every stone is visible through it. A fisherman does not simply cast a net. He speaks to the water. He listens to its flow, its temperature, even its smell. People of the North say, "You cannot trick a fish. You can only come to an agreement with it." Hunting is a trial of adulthood. Hunting is essential, not a game, not a sport. It is a skill of survival and a rite of maturity. Seal hunting, the most respected and the most difficult. It requires hours of waiting at a seal's breathing hole, sometimes all night, standing in the wind, listening to the ice crack beneath your feet, listening to your own breath freeze in the air. There is no room for error. A single wrong sound, and the seal dives into darkness for another long stretch. Bird hunting. This is where young boys learn. At dawn, they follow fathers or grandfathers. Ptarmigans rise above the snow, and a boy learns to aim steady hands. A first successful shot is a celebration, a sign that the next generation is ready. Reindeer hunting. Rare, only in necessity. The elders say, "Reindeer save us. We must save them." When the North turns hostile. The North is honest. It doesn't hide danger. It warns with the color of the sky, the shape of the clouds, the way animals behave, but it yet remains unpredictable. Blizzards, the greatest threat. They arrive suddenly. One moment, clear sky. The next, the world disappears. Snow becomes a wall. Air becomes needles. Sounds vanish completely. A person in a blizzard is like a single dot in the universe. He can stand 10 meters from his home and never find it. Polar bears. They are the true rulers of the icy world. Strong, fast, smart. Northern people respect them deeply. Every family knows a story of a close encounter. A paw print near a window. A bear walking through snow like a king inspecting his land. In these moments, you understand. Humans are guests here. Thin ice. Spring turns ice into a traitor. Snowmobiles vanish in freezing water without a sound. People disappear in seconds, leaving only a black crack behind. The spirit of the North. And yet, despite danger, despite cold, despite endless struggle, the North doesn't only take, it gives. During the long winter nights, the sky sometimes bursts alive with the northern lights. Waves of green and violet drift across the darkness, shimmering like breath from ancient spirits. They flicker, fade, return, forming new patterns across the sky. People of the North say, "These are the ancestors walking across the heavens." Even one who doubts legends must admit the lights make you feel the world is much bigger than it appears. Family and clan, stronger than the frost. In the North, family is everything. No one survives here alone. The clan is strength, a collective soul, a support system without which life is impossible. Elders play an enormous role. They are the memory, the keepers of stories, songs, wisdom. In the evenings, everyone gathers around the fire. The warmth is priceless. Hot tea, fragrant tundra herbs, the crackling of wood, all create an atmosphere no words can fully describe. And the elders tell stories. Stories of whale hunts, stories of crossing frozen seas, stories of spirits who protected wanderers in the darkest nights. These stories aren't just tales, they're the foundation of culture. Northern summer, a short but brilliant miracle. When the sun returns, the world transforms. Snow retreats, revealing moss and berries. Countless tiny flowers bloom across the tundra, small but impossibly bright. The air fills with the sweetness of cloudberries and lingering